The Manhattan skyline glittered under the night, towering glass buildings reflecting the pulse of the city that never slept. Inside the Grand Royal Hotel, the ballroom brimmed with power suits, expensive jewelry, and champagne glasses clinking under chandeliers. At the center of it all stood Victor Grayson, a billionaire CEO with a reputation for arrogance. His booming laugh carried through the room as he entertained investors, politicians, and socialites. For him, the world was a playground, and everyone else was a pawn in his game. But tucked away in the corner of the ballroom, nervously clutching a tray, stood Emily Carter, a 20-year-old college student working as a waitress to help her mother pay the bills. Her mother, Linda Carter, worked in the hotel kitchen, pulling double shifts since Emily's father had passed away years ago. Victor's sharp eyes caught Emily when she accidentally stumbled, nearly spilling drinks on a hedge fund manager's tuxedo. The crowd snickered. Instead of showing mercy, Victor smirked, raising his voice so everyone heard. "Clumsy hands don't make money, young lady. Tell me, what do you dream of being? Another waitress like your mother?" The room laughed with him, but Emily stood frozen, cheeks burning. For a moment, she wanted to shrink into the floor. But then, something inside her shifted. She steadied her tray, raised her chin, and looked the billionaire straight in the eye. "I dream of building something that matters," she said softly but firmly. "Not just for myself, but for people like my mom, who work harder than anyone in this room." The laughter faded. A hush fell. Victor, amused by her unexpected courage, leaned back with a mocking grin. "Oh, really? Big words for a waitress's daughter. Tell you what," he pulled a checkbook from his pocket dramatically, "I'll write you a check for $100 million right now, if you can beat me in chess. One game. Win this, and I'll give you the money." The room erupted in gasps and whispers. Billionaire Grayson was a national chess champion in college, famous for crushing opponents in minutes. Everyone knew the waitress's daughter didn't stand a chance. Emily hesitated, fear flickering in her chest. She had no formal training, no years of experience. But then she remembered the long evenings she used to spend with her late father, playing chess on a beat-up wooden board. He had always told her, "Chess isn't about who's stronger. It's about who sees the truth before the other does." She took a deep breath. "Deal." The guests leaned in as a board was set up. The billionaire smirked, already savoring his victory. Emily sat down, trembling but determined. Scene 2, the game. The ballroom became silent, all eyes glued to the board. The first moves were predictable. Victor played aggressively, his confidence radiating. Emily, though nervous, remembered her father's advice, patience wins wars. She defended, quietly watching Victor's every move. Minutes turned into an hour. Victor grew annoyed. He launched risky attacks, trying to intimidate her. But Emily calmly countered, piece by piece, using the very lessons she'd learned at her father's side. Slowly, his king became cornered. When Emily placed her rook down with a trembling hand and whispered, "Checkmate," the entire room gasped. Victor's jaw dropped. His arrogance shattered. He stared at the board in disbelief as whispers filled the hall. She beat him. A waitress's daughter just beat Victor Grayson. The billionaire's pride burned. He laughed awkwardly, trying to brush it off. "Beginner's luck," he muttered, waving his hand. But Emily didn't gloat. She simply stood, her eyes shining, and said, "I don't want your money. What I want is respect, for every person you look down on." She left the ballroom, tray in hand, head held high. The crowd erupted into quiet applause, not for Victor, but for her. That night, news of the billionaire being humbled by a waitress's daughter spread across the city. Social media called it, the $100 million checkmate. Victor Grayson never wrote the check. But Emily walked away with something far greater: dignity, courage, and the proof that strength comes not from wealth, but from integrity. Moral of the story: respect is worth more than riches. Arrogance may buy temporary power, but true strength lies in humility, courage, and believing in yourself when no one else does.